Hello, my name is Isaac Zapata, and I'm going to be talking about why video games are good for you. So first, before I get into it, I want to talk about the evolution of gaming. Gaming has been around for 50 years or so, and while I was doing my research, I found that Bertie the Brain was actually the first game ever created. So the Bertie the Brain was basically a tic-tac-toe game, but instead it was on a computer screen rather than a physical object like pen and paper. And then before I did my research and my topic, I found a video game also, but it was only like hockey. So you had a brick and then you had two rectangular bricks. So they would just keep passing forward and forward until one person didn't catch the brick. And this game was actually two players. So now that video games have become more advanced within these 50 years, a lot more varieties have been created, like sandbox, action/adventure, and puzzles. So since they got more advanced, that means that more realistic things are happening, so like gore and violence. So now we're all wondering if that has something to do with our society. So I want to explain to you why I think that video games are good for you. I've basically played video games my whole entire life, and I've played it on a daily basis. So I've heard every fact and rumor that comes from video games. One of rumors that I've been told by my parents is that video games actually hurt your eyes and make you get glasses, and they hurt your vision. However, according to Holt News, a publication called Are Video Games Good for You and Your Brain? They said that games have an effect, but a positive one, on your vision. So you see that video games actually help you have more focus and vision. Aside from vision is the behavioral problems in our society. Nowadays, you see video games have more gore and violence in it. So now we're all wondering if these problems have been contributed to bad people in our society. And so then I found if video games maybe made a negative effect on mental health problems like anxiety and depression, because now that has spiked up since like our humanity has kind of advanced. So now we're all worrying about video games. But I found that according to Neil and Ann Sternick in a publication called Video Games, Mental Health, Anxiety, Depression, the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, I found that in a JMRI survey that video games actually help you have a more positive effect on behavioral problems and mental health. So then another source I found was according to Cleveland Clinic in a publication called Are Video Games Also Good for You? And do they have a positive effect? They said that in a survey with 2,200 children, that playing for more than 21 hours a week actually had more of a positive effect on kids who didn't have enough gaming hours, such as like better memorization and better memorization. So I basically played video games, like I said, my whole entire life. So I have learned from video games. I've had quicker reaction time. I've had more attention to focus, like in school, and it has done none negative effects on me yet, I think. I think. So thank you for listening to my last presentation, and I just want to thank you all for listening